Okay guys, in this video we'll be seeing about the cout. In CPP you can also use the printf function from the C. It also works the same. Let's say printf. So let's go ahead and compare this one. So you can see the hello has been printed, but you can also use this std namespace cout to print the strings onto the console. So this is a sample example cout less than and the string. So you can see the asciitable.com and you can see what are the characters. You can group them as a string. So we can normally group these uppercase and lowercase alphabets, and also you have some special symbols, that is the null character and horizontal tab, backspace, new line, horizontal vertical tab, etc. So these are the extra or the special characters. You can also print them using this inside the string using the co. So let's see this example. You can see this 10, which is a hexadecimal a, is called new line or line feed. So instead of slash n, you can say x backward slash x and a. So this means that we are using this special characters new line. So the output will be the same because this a is equivalent to slash n. So let's compare this again, and let's compare this, and let's run this. You can see the same output, slash n and hexadecimal a. So in this way you can print the strings, but I will show you how to print the numbers. So instead of 5 you can say 5. So cout 5. Now let's go ahead and compare this. Now you can see the 5 has been printed. So now what if you want to combine this string and the number? So what I can do is I can delete this one, and I can say, for example, I have 5 books. So now what I want to do is I want to separate this I have and the books, and I want to insert this 5 as a number in between these strings. Now what I can do is I can say quotations, and then I can say another less than. So now after 5 I can put another less than, and I can say books. Okay, now the entire output will be I have and the 5 as a number, like integer, and the books. Now let's go ahead and compare this one. Now you can see I have 5 books. You can also put the space. So you can see the output, I have 5 books. Suppose this is one way, and there is another way, that is converting this integer into the string. So there will be some times you want to convert an integer into the string. So what you can do is you can include the string library, hash include string. So in the string library there is a std namespace, and in that namespace there is a function called to_string. Now what I can do is std namespace to_string. So you can see here the tab completion or just simply completion. So you can say to_string, and you need to pass the value, let's say 5, and we can remove this value 5 here. So std toString of 5. Now let's go ahead and compare this, and you can see the same output. So what is the advantages of this thing, this converting the integer into string, is sometimes you will have the integer variable like int a is equals to something value. So if you want to convert this integer into the string, now you can use this toString function. So this is very easy if you want to convert the integer into string. So okay, that's about printing strings onto the console. Now I want one more thing I want to suggest is, that is the endl. So this endl is similar to /n, which creates a new line. I will show you the difference. Now let's compare this. Okay, I'm sorry, std endl. Now you can see there is a new line after this. I have 5 books. Even if you put the /n, it will be the same. The output will be the same. So you can see the same output. There is a new line after the I have 5 books. So the main difference between this /n and endl is the endl flushes the output buffer. So I will explain this. Suppose think there is an buffer like list or some array, and that is the output buffer. So whatever you want to print onto the screen using the cout, first it will be stored in the buffer. So now if you want to print I have 5 books, right? So this will be stored as a string in the buffer and it will be printed onto the screen. So after this endl, if you came to the next line, this buffer will be flushed. That means this will be gone. So the buffer will be empty if you use endl. So if you use /n, then the buffer remains here, the string that contains this cout. Okay, so that is the major difference between this /n and endl. So to make you understand more clearly, suppose I have the 10 cout statements, or similarly if I have a loop, I am printing 1 to 100 numbers, and I am printing like cout 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 up to 100 using the for loop. So what it means is, if I say cout so if I say cout number endl, then remember that for every loop this number is going to be incremented, right? So first the number value is 1, it will be placed into the output buffer, and after printing, the endl make sure that the output buffer will be flushed each and every time, and the number will be incremented +1 and the number becomes 2. It will be printed onto the screen, and then the endl make sure that this output buffer will be flushed. So each and every time cout is executed and endl is executed, the output buffer will be flushed. So this endl and /n does not really causes some performance issues, but this endl will cause the performance issues if you have multiple cout statements, or if you are using the more loops over the cout, because every time output is buffer has to be flushed, it takes one more step rather than one extra step. So that's why always try to use the /n. So that's all for this video about the cout.